This is Alex.
Fuck you.
And this is Yaman.
Welcome to the...
When you asked... What was it you said?
Hey, did you cut me off?
Yaman said...
You know how when you speak, when I'm speaking?
Shut up.
Welcome to the 1 year episode, episode 52. Great, now we can start.
Welcome to the 52nd episode. That is 1 year, ladies and gentlemen.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Anyway, when Yaman asked, can I tell this story on the podcast? You said, sure, you presumptive fuck. What if I didn't want him to tell it?
I don't care what you think.
So I hate you so much.
It's as simple as that.
Go ahead and tell your fucking
Starting
story.
off hot.
Yaman.
Would you have any objection? I can't imagine any
I doubt
reason.
no, but you assume too much, Pena.
So what? What's the point? You're just starting shit for no reason.
Starting shit.
Yeah, you're just starting shit.
Fight.
You're taking a shit and you're just
I'm
throwing
never
it.
playing Halo with you again.
Yeah, fuck you. You're bad anyways.
No.
All
Okay,
right,
Yaman,
You can throw shit all you want, but no lying, all right?
Yaman, tell your story before we...
So, let's rewind about 10 minutes ago before we started recording.
Rewind 4 hours ago. In fact, actually, no. Let's go back 48 hours. Cause
Okay, alright. So, we decided we were going to record at... What was the original time? 3?
8 p.m. on Thursday.
Oh, 8 p.m. on Thursday. That got moved to 3 o'clock on
I
Friday.
was sleepy.
He was sleepy
Patrick was
on
too
Thursday.
sleepy.
And he was like, let's do it tomorrow. Okay? 3 p.m. on Friday. Friday rolls around, and I'm at work until what I thought would be about 2 o'clock. It ended up being a lot later, so I hit him up saying, let's record around 4.
I said that, you fucking liar.
Patrick was like, let's record at 4. And I was like, that should be fine. I end up realizing I'm going to be at work a lot later than I thought I would. I was like, okay, 4:30, 4:45-ish. Around 4:45, I show up at Patrick's house. He hasn't responded to any of our messages for the past, hour or two. And I get to his door, text him that I'm here, no response. Knock on the door, no response. Call him, no response. So, as a concerned friend, I thought Patrick must be in trouble.
He needs CPR.
He needs CPR immediately. I checked to see if the door was unlocked. It was. And so I had to make the choice of let my friend potentially die or go in to make sure that he's okay. So I entered his house. And I go, Patrick?
This is so weird.
Patrick! And no response. I go up to his door and I knock. And I go, Patrick?
That was so frightening.
Yeah,
I've
I realized
never been more weirded out.
The confusion and almost fear in your voice when you were like, huh? I was like, oh,
I thought I was dreaming.
I said, it's Yaman, and you went, what? And so I was like, yeah, we got a podcast to record, bud. And you're like, oh, okay. And very dazed.
I
and
was so
confused.
sure I was dreaming.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm gonna go set up downstairs now. And you're like, okay. And
As I
went
load
downstairs.
my gun to fight this demon,
Yes.
it's definitely not Yaman.
Yes, and so and then that happened, and now we're recording.
I can't imagine
Hooray.
Yaman being in any of my dreams. I don't know if I would be really happy or really scared.
Wow, so fake.
I had a weird dream last night where I was hanging out with my boss, but instead of doing something normal, we were in Westworld, but the Indian version of Westworld from this season. I think it's called Raj World, and we were hunting elephant robots, and that's what we were doing. And I was like, wow, it's so nice that the company paid for this. This is a lot of fun.
It's good. It's a bonding experience.
Yeah, this is a great bonding experience, hunting robot elephants. But yeah, that's just my story of a weird dream. It would have been better if Yaman was there, though. Yeah, what if Yaman was the robot elephant? We were just hunting robot Yamans.
You don't know. Yeah, I'm everywhere, bro. I'm all up in your dreams, nightmares.
That's true.
I'm in your house when you're sleeping.
You were like God in my version of Bruce Almighty.
I was gonna say Santa Claus, but God works too.
I mean, they're both religious mystical figures that have omnipotent powers, so...
Yeah, but one gives you gifts.
Did you say, are you comparing God and Santa Claus?
Yes.
This is pretty different.
No, actually, as a lifelong Catholic, there are many similarities to be drawn.
As a lifelong... Never mind.
I'm a Catholic scholar. So
You win. Go ahead.
Anyway.
You win. He doesn't even want to argue.
What, are you just gonna give up? What, you're just not gonna say anything?
Sure.
Debate me. Why don't you debate me? Your argument's weak if you don't debate me.
And if you do debate me, it's still gonna sound weak. So debate me.
I fucking hate people that do that. They get into small Twitter fights with people that just have the dumbest arguments. They're like, actually, the moon is blue. And they're like, actually, here's a regular picture of the moon. It's clearly white. And it's like, this is bullshit. Why don't you debate me about the color of the moon? I'm like, what? He's like, debate me. You won't debate me, coward.
I also hate people who go on Twitter and tweet stuff like retweet for blank and like for blank, like a poll, basically.
There's a poll
feature. There's a fucking poll feature, you dumb cunt.
Don't need to do
You just
that.
want attention.
Also, it's kind of like inherently biased because retweeting it spreads it farther.
And it's much less likely that they're going to hit retweet because it's like, fuck that.
Yeah.
So,
I don't want to
and then
endorse
the
this.
like button isn't what they want, so they're just not going to do anything.
Yeah, exactly. Just fucking do the regular poll. Anyways. It's a 1 year episode special. Not very special. Except we have a ton of questions.
Why did you say it like that? It's the 1 year episode special. It's not even that special.
Not different at all.
We're recording out of a box.
We actually have a special guest. I'm just kidding. We
The
don't.
creaking
We don't have a
noise is
special
coming
guest.
from in my kitchen.
The special guest was Yaman breaking and entering. It's actually
Yes.
not.
They were like, Yamin, you're not allowed to be in this one. And I was like, well, I'm here, bitch.
What is.
Stop me.
So, I guess if you. Because you didn't break anything, obviously. You just entered his house because the door was unlocked. What law is broken? I guess like trespassing, right?
Trespassing.
Okay. Because let's assume Patrick's house was actually.
There's no broken laws until I press charges.
That's true, I guess. But
Okay, that's one way to
And
look
plus,
at it.
I mean,
what if it wasn't you
Just-
home? What if your like dad
we have
was
cameras in front and back of our
Yeah,
house.
there's. I literally, as I was texting Alex, like, should I go in? There's like a sticker on the door that's like,
Arlo.
you can't see the camera,
Yeah.
but the camera can see you.
Yeah. That came after the insane person was banging on the back of our house.
Oh, that was.
I normally don't
That
like
story.
cameras, but I was just like, sure, okay, let's do that. You know what? I think I'm fine with it.
See, I've been thinking about, especially when I was younger, when I would do shit home alone that I didn't want my parents to find out about. I'd be like, it'd be really great if we had like a camera system I could access to see exactly the moment when they came home, so I could like hide all
the
the shit that I was
marijuanas.
doing.
Oh,
I don't even know what I was doing that warranted hiding. I think it was like,
jerking off in the living room.
honestly, yeah,
Probably.
that was
It's just
definitely
like masturbating in high places.
just being completely naked, masturbating over a railing, like the balcony, like the railing of the stairs and stuff, and just like watching my cum drop on the floor. That's what I did.
Jesus.
That's what
Do you think there's a spell in Harry Potter where you can split an atom and destroy the universe?
Probably.
I'm gonna,
It's probably like the ultimate spell.
It's Spliticus Adamus.
I'd 100% think that's a real thing.
That's like the most, like the moment I get my wand in Harry Potter, I'm immediately trying the Latin version of whatever atom bomb is. What spell are you looking forward to using? It's like, oh, the feather one, Adamus Bombicus. I know there's Bombarda and there's Bombarda Maxima, which is like a grenade. But fuck that. I want to blow up the entire universe.
What's that thing in Dragon Ball Z, that giant ball of energy? They
Spirit
just like,
ball.
oh, it's a spirit bomb.
Spirit
That's
bomb.
exactly what I'm
Spirit
thinking.
bomb.
That's
Fucking
exactly how I
idiot.
imagined it would work in Harry Potter. It's just they like have their wand, and it's just a fucking magic white ball of energy that you throw, and it's like,
No, that's dumb.
Well, how would you just think it would be like a
You know, like how
nothing?
Frieza had that little finger thing. that he
Yes,
had?
oh
that
my God,
tiny
it's
little like red
right
dot,
through
and he just
people.
blew up planets with it.
Fuck.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
fair. Do you think that Fantastic Beasts should include that, like a weapon
What?
of mass destruction, but like a magic one?
Well, yeah, they have the squibble or whatever the fucking giant flaming black creature is.
Oh well, that wasn't like a nuke. It was just like an emo
Pretty
kid.
destructive though.
Yeah, but he was just emo, and he could like just terrorize a city. That was like city street level destruction, I feel.
Like brought down a building though.
Yeah, but it's not like wiping out like the eastern seaboard. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like unless I don't know if he can get more powerful than that. I don't know if he could like train that shit up and then just fucking.
I feel like if you
Wreck
can create
shop.
like Voldemort when he gets the Elder Wand off Dumbledore's corpse in a grave, he hits the sky with a bolt of lightning. So I feel like you can do a lot of shit that they don't talk about. I'm gonna sneeze.
100%.
Do it.
Go for it, bitch.
Hurry up.
God, you really.
God, the face
you're
you're making
stuck on
is
that fucking face.
so sexy.
Okay, you just didn't.
Weird.
You didn't
Mine
sneeze.
is gone. It betrayed me.
What was the point of the Elder Wand in Harry Potter? Wasn't to like. It was just to enslave people, right?
What?
It wasn't to like destroy and kill everyone. It was I'm the most powerful person now. Bow down to me. And that's
I don't
it.
know what you're talking about.
The Elder Wand.
It depends on who's holding it. Voldemort would definitely use it to subjugate people, but like
Yeah, that was
anybody
like
could
his
have
goal,
it for
right?
different reasons.
Okay. But I'm talking specifically in Harry Potter 7. He didn't want to like nuke anything with magic. He just wanted to be the most powerful person and have people.
Well, he
obey
had
him,
a
basically.
fucking lust for power.
Yeah. Well, basically, I guess the Elder Wand is kind of like a deterrent, and if you have it, people are like, "Oh yeah, I'm definitely not gonna fuck with that. I have better things to do and don't want to die." So that's how.
Why do you think people make such a big deal about a firm handshake?
I think
I
it's
don't want to touch you for that long.
I think it's a masculinity thing.
Maybe, but women do it too. They go like,
Really?
"Oh, guy have to look me in the eye and give me a firm handshake, or it's a deal breaker."
You know,
I don't want to touch you for that long.
actually
Your
a really
sweaty, disgusting
fucking
hand.
gross norm that I'm glad isn't a norm anymore. When men used to like greet women, they would like kiss their hand and shit. I can't believe that ever used to be a thing.
Well, neckbeards still do that.
Like, I'd never seen anyone try to do that in my life, unless it was a man to his wife or something kind of romantic. But other than that, I've never seen someone do it to someone they're meeting for the first time. It's just so gross and degrading. I'm like, now I have all your fucking saliva all over my hand. Thank you. That's exactly what I needed in this moment.
He doesn't like go
Spit
out. Like,
on
usually
it.
you don't go like lick it. Right? That's not. I mean,
Just,
but I get what you're saying.
just some guy in the 30s that was notorious for just
Zoidberg.
having wet lips, and he would just constantly just
Ew.
lick your hand. It's like,
Oh God.
it's like, oh yeah, make sure you bring like a napkin or something, because when Bartholomew kisses your hand, you know it's gonna be fucking soaked. So you know, don't want to eat dinner with a wet hand.
Do you think that?
Disgusting.
Do you think that Alabama says roll tide because there's a couple lakes in Alabama that are full of dinner rolls, and the tide is a bunch of waves of little pieces of bread?
Did you come up with that?
Yes.
It's bad. Don't ever say it again.
It's a draft, and I'm definitely going to tweet it.
Destroy it. Get it out of your draft.
Get it out of your
No.
drafts. Save
Destroy
your
it.
drafts.
Cast it
Run.
into the fire.
I don't actually know why that is said. It sounds dumb.
I brought it up at work, and one of the guys just said incest, and I was just like, how is that? Okay.
There's no beaches in Alabama, right?
There's lakes,
But that's not
and
even the
rivers.
same. Yeah, it's not the same. I mean, I guess
You can
those
have
have
a
tides.
beach on a lake.
Yeah, but like lakes and rivers aren't tide dependent.
Yes,
Actually,
they
yeah, they
are.
are. I'm thinking
Holy
of
shit, Pena.
no, yeah. I actually don't know how bodies of water really work, so don't listen to me.
What?
Yeah, water. How does it work? Why is it just sitting
Somehow
there?
the moon doesn't affect a body of water if it's a lake.
Have you ever thought about why? Why is
The
there
moon's
just
talking
water?
to the sun, and the sun's like, man, what are you going to do about that new lake in Alabama? It's like, I don't have jurisdiction.
But I think roll tide comes from racism, probably. That probably has
sure.
something to do with it. It was yeah, probably some racist origin that I'm
Didn't
better off
roll
not knowing
tide.
about. Anyways, you see Elon Musk try to save the Thai boys?
That guy's such a fucking weirdo.
Thai boys.
How would you prefer to describe them, Yaman? The Thai soccer
Tide
team?
boys.
Thai boys.
The Roll Tide boys.
So
We have ourselves a title.
Oh my god.
the title is wait, that's
When someone else finally rescued them, he made it sound like it was a like a competition, and he was being humble in defeat. It's like these are people, Elon. You got to know that, right?
I
used to be all about fucking Elon Musk, but I've started to see that he's kind of an
yeah,
attention whore.
he's really annoying. And I'm half and half on this story because like I'm like, oh cool, it's nice that he's like trying to help and stuff, but also he's helping in like a really weird, or like he's trying to help in that weirdly pretentious way where it seems like he's kind of doing it for his own ego
Yeah.
and not to like actually.
I just dreamed
Do
up this
anything?
magic machine, and we're gonna go down there.
It's like, here's a video of this little submarine that's going to carry the children out. And I was like,
And the diver's
Thanks?
like, no, but thanks anyway.
It's like, we got him out, but thank you.
You have the attention span of a fucking ferret. Just go back home and build your pipelines and stuff.
Build your fucking cars and your flamethrowers and whatever the fuck.
Tunnels.
And then he got mad when he said being called a billionaire was like a slur, and that was like an insult to him. And he's like, billionaire is something the press calls you as a slur, but nobody called me a billionaire until my company reached a certain size. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's how that works.
That's how that works.
Yeah. Congratulations, buddy.
Nobody called me the president until I was elected the president.
No one called me the president until I was elected by enough people. I'm like, yeah, okay. But I mean, worse than anything, this is another case of fans ruining things that otherwise would maybe be okay. But Musk fanboys are just...
Oh, man. Dude, there were so many fucking hilarious, like just memes where it's the format is a person and someone jumping in the way of like bullets coming off of another person, and you label all of them, and the first person getting blocked is Elon Musk, and the person jumping in the way of the bullets is some nerd, and then the bullets are like casual jokes about billionaires.
I'll never understand why people want to go to bat so badly for a person that they'll never
meet and doesn't care about them.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you just hold them to this. It's the same thing about the XXX stuff we talked about, where like people attach themselves to these.
We brought that up so many times now.
Yeah, to these public figures. Well, I mean, it's the same like theme basically, is people holding these people up as like almost infallible, and it's like, stop attacking them. What have you ever done for society? And it was like, I'm just trying to play my part. There's a pretty funny comic actually that's it's like a peasant in like feudal times, and he's like, we should improve society somewhat, and it's just like this rich white guy that's like, but you participate in society, hypocrites. And I'm just like, wow, okay. That like perfectly encapsulates why, like, how dumb these people are.
I'm tired. I don't want to eat more Skittles because my tongue hurts.
You slept a bunch.
I slept for 3 hours and...
Okay, don't get angry. Just explain. Jesus.
You slept
God,
a bunch.
Punch his freaking webcam.
I wasn't gonna punch
it's
anything.
Gonna hurt me. You definitely.
I was doing this.
Yeah, he balled.
Like
up
I
his
was
fist.
gonna hit it like a caveman.
For the audience, for every audience member that can't see, you, he balled up his fist.
I break into people's houses.
Yeah, Yaman, you really don't have any ground to stand on.
I woke up at.
Wow, I had the ground of his house because I was in it.
I woke up at 3 a.m. and I was at work till 11, and I did not go to sleep with going to work at 3 a.m. in mind, so I really didn't get enough sleep. Same with yesterday.
Oh wait, you worked on like the early morning shift or whatever?
Yeah.
Some ass, dude. Is anyone even at the gym at that time? That seems way too early.
Yes, they are. Of course they are.
Does Beef Boy go there? Tell a story about Beef Boy.
I love Beef Boy.
Tell the Beef Boy
story about Beef Boy. Well, Beef Boy is this incredibly thick individual, so we call him Beef Boy. It's not an insult. It's more just like that's what he is. It's a matter of fact thing. And he comes to the gym in a unitard, which we pretty sure isn't allowed because it shows his junk like right front and center.
Oh wait, he only wears a unitard. He doesn't wear shorts over it.
No.
Oh, that's pretty gross.
And he works out and he makes all these grunting and screaming noises. And then recently he came in and he wore a thing on the back of his unitard that said beef, and me and the person I was working with were fucking geeking about it. And then when I went to check him out, I found out that his last name was actually Beef. And he was like, that wasn't something he bought because he thought it was humorous. That's his like high school issued wrestling unitard because his name is Beef.
The fuck?
That was funny.
Imagine being so unfortunate that your last name is Beef.
I'm Beef Boy, bitch.
What is... I'm not going to ask you to reveal his first name, but was it anything that made the beef part funnier?
Not really.
Okay. It wasn't like ground or anything.
No.
Or like sliced.
Big beef.
Big beef.
Beef.
I fucking love that. God. I haven't had a customer story in forever since I haven't had to deal with people in so long. I mean,
Scarlett Johansson drops out of transgender role after facing backlash.
Oh yeah, that's bad. I mean, no, it's good that she dropped out, but like,
she just does fucking everything.
The people that this just gets me mad because people try to defend this shit all the time. And it's like, well, what about so-and-so playing that trans person? Or like, how about so-and-so playing like this person that's not who they actually are? And I'm like, yeah, that's bad too. You're not really helping your argument here. Like, I think Scarlett Johansson is a fine person, probably. I don't think she actually meant to do any harm. But at the same time, why the fuck do you keep taking these roles that are not necessarily meant for you, but you're basically taking places of other people that it should rightfully go to.
I loved all the memes that were like Scarlett Johansson is being tapped to play Optimus Prime in the new series. It's a bunch of crazy shit.
Yeah, they're making a movie of the Thai Boy Rescue, and all of them will be played by Scarlett Johansson.
And they'll be rescued by Chris Pratt.
The thing is, they actually are already making a fucking movie out of that.
Yeah.
The Christian movie studio that made God's Not Dead, which is basically just...
Someone died, so I don't know if that's tasteful.
Oh, it's not at all. Like, it's definitely really fucking shitty. And it's the same studio that made God's Not Dead, which is basically just a college professor who's an atheist and this one hopeful young Christian white boy being like, you're bad, God is real, and God loves us. And then at the end of the movie, the atheist professor gets his comeuppance because he gets hit by a car and dies.
What the fuck?
Yeah. That's actually how that movie ends.
What a cheerful movie.
He learns his lesson because he fucking dies.
Genuinely?
Yes, 100%.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I don't know if he has like a come to Christ moment because he's dying, and then that's the what.
And
actually,
the college kid gets out of the car, and then he says,
"He's like, okay." He walks over.
What do you think now, you bitch?
He walks over to his dying atheist professor. He's like, "I'm sorry," and he's like, "This is epic." But yeah, fuck that, and fuck anyone trying to make a movie out of this thing that literally happened or finished happening this week. So fuck those people. And there was another movie being made about Roe v. Wade, which is the abortion Supreme Court case, and that was in the news this week because there was this reporter there like covering the shoot, which is happening in DC, and he was asking like crew people like, oh, so like what's going on, what's this movie about? And this guy like fucking like slapped his notebook out of his hand and just like ripped it in half, and he was like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, get the fuck out of here, like this is some fake news bullshit. So he was like, wait, do you work here? And he's like, yeah, of course I work here. And it's like this guy that definitely works here, you know, after the journalist was like kind of assaulted, he was like gonna get police involved and stuff because I think he like pushed him too and whatever. And he was like, you can't like do that, like I'm gonna call the police. And he was like, fuck you, do whatever you want. And he like ends up just like sitting at the snack table of the production to like prove that he definitely works there until the police show up. And then it turns out, I think, that he didn't actually even work on the movie.
I don't even know what you're talking about, to be honest. I was looking at my phone.
Okay, Patrick, fuck you too, it's fine, don't even sweat it, bud. You're 100%.
Can I share this thing?
Fine, share your story that you think is better than mine.
You're welcome to say I wasn't listening after you hear this.
Okay.
But this I like we talked about this with the child free subreddit.
Yeah, those guys are kind of intense.
They get really about it. It's all about like, oh, I'm happy living my life because I don't have people that I don't have.
It's not even that. It's like they're actively disgusted by
children. They
Yeah,
are. But like the idea is like a more innocent thing, but they take it really far. But this one I thought was really particularly insane. The title is, no, I'm not going to turn off my podcast because you don't want your kids to hear swear words. My roommate's friend told me to turn off my podcast because she didn't want her kids hearing the swear words. Fuck off. I pay rent here. If you and your kids don't like it, go somewhere else. I laughed in her face and told her no. She should have seen the look on her, pure shock on her face. What an asshole. That's
God.
Not like what a fucking epic win. Yeah.
That's so unnecessarily intense. Just put headphones on. It costs you nothing.
The entire subreddit is like that.
I don't get why people kind of get off on this false sense of justice where they're like, fuck you, you're infringing on my rights. And it's like,
My
no.
First Amendment.
I don't even know what. That's not even. You don't have a right to fucking play your podcast as loud as possible. I'm sure the founders enshrined that one into the Constitution right under
if you're listening
Second
to
Amendment.
Rooster Teeth podcast, then you should be free to listen to it wherever you want. Signed, John Hancock.
You know how like podcasts or like having a podcast has become sort of a meme for like
I
guess white people or something.
Like that.
Yeah. Oh man, that was really funny. Was it college humor?
I don't know.
I think it was a college humor.
Oh, it
video
was, yeah.
About not having a podcast, and it was pretty funny.
I feel like we slid in right underneath that, like as that started to become a joke. So
maybe I don't know.
I'd say we are in the clear as far as that goes.
I doubt that.
But you know who isn't in the clear and that should be made fun of is Kylie Jenner, because
Does she have a podcast?
no, she doesn't have a podcast. But what she does have
Okay.
is nearly $1 billion, and she is about to become. Did you see the story? She was on the front cover of
she's
some
a
money
fucking-
magazine.
She worked in a farm for 3 years, and she earned every penny of her money, and then she made her own makeup, and then she's a self-made billionaire.
It's a really rags to riches story. You know, her first makeup line was actually made out of chicken feces
Oh my god.
and grass, and it didn't sell too well. But she worked her way up, and she learned her lesson. And
The lip
look at her now.
challenge was just how much can you eat in a day?
But the fucking, I guess the tizzy everyone's in is that she was described as the world's youngest self-made billionaire, which is not accurate, I don't think. Like,
Not when you come from a multi-million-dollar family.
it's a lot easier to become a billionaire when you're starting most of the way up the ladder, basically, right? So she wasn't born like at the bottom. She wasn't even born like, you know, like regular, like middle class, like most people. She was born like near the top, and she just took a few more steps and was like, oh wow, look at me, I'm about to be a billionaire. And I was like, wow, you must have done that all yourself.
You're just a hater. You don't understand.
I'm not sure how much of her makeup business and like all of her businesses and stuff she does herself, because I imagine she just has a team of people that she got through her family that is handling most of that stuff for her, right?
She would have to.
Like, I mean, I assume she gets like full creative control or something. She calls the shots, I guess, but like, and she just slaps her name on it, and it sells like
I mean,
hotcakes.
that's the most important part. That last part that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Is the most important part.
So
She could literally be like, "You run this place, but put my name on fucking everything."
yeah, it's not even like she didn't even like do like a traditional startup thing. She didn't go to college or even like drop out of college and then start some random website that becomes super popular for no reason. She was literally just born with money. She was like, I want to sell makeup because I love makeup. And they were like, okay. And they gave her people that could do that. And I was like, okay, what do we call it? Let's call it Kylie because that's your fucking name and it'll sell well. And she was like, great, I love it. I want these colors. And they were like, yeah, okay. And they just put it out there and it sold like hotcakes because everyone's like, oh my God, Kylie Jenner. And yeah.
I'm sure it's 100% accurate.
Yeah.
Accurate. Oh my god.
And I mean, people make this point all the time with Kardashians and the Jenners and whatever the fuck, but that they are good at marketing themselves, and that's true. I just take issue with saying that Kylie Jenner is some hard-working, all-American dream, tale, That's not it at all.
It's the same people who defend Elon Musk are defending Kylie Jenner.
Oh, 100%. Like, these people will take a bullet for her if you insinuate that she doesn't work hard as some people. Like, does Kylie Jenner work as hard as immigrants toiling away in the fields in California picking strawberries or something? Definitely not.
Maybe she is. You don't know.
What?
She definitely is not.
Physically,
You don't know that.
definitely. Yeah, she is. Well, who knows? She's picking the ingredients for her makeup herself every day, I'm sure.
She's sucking the life force out of some immigrant child and then pouring it into a cup, and then that's all her ingredients.
Yeah. See, the real reason, and no one talks about this because people brush it off as conspiracy theory, is that The real reason for family separation of the border is that Kim Kardashian, when she visited Donald Trump a few weeks ago, told him to separate the children from their parents so Kylie Jenner could suck their life force and transfer that into her makeup line to actively make her customers younger, and therefore she could charge more for it and therefore make more money. So, that's the truth. People don't want to hear it, but self-made, I wouldn't use that word to describe.
Do you remember the girl that became a Marine, Yaman, that we knew?
I know a few.
The short one. She was made fun of.
Short one made fun of.
Do you remember the group of girls in high school who created their own Twitter account?
Yeah, I know who you're talking. Yes, I know that group.
What the fuck was that? This group of girls at our high school, like in our class, decided to come together and create a Twitter account with none of their names in it to anonymously talk shit about like the physical appearances of other people. It was just
at the school.
Yeah, one person in particular they decided to make fun of was this girl that we knew. I didn't know her that well. I just knew her. They called her, like, they said, oh, this person looks like a Barbie doll that's got their face smashed in, and they got like really specific in cutting.
Can you text me the name of the girl you're talking about?
Yeah, and there was a time in middle school where I was at I don't know, like fucking history, I guess. And I don't remember the name of the teacher. She was insane. And there was a bunch of kids in the class doing the abdomen, like you tap on your head and rub your abdomen just to do like the hand-eye coordination sort of test thing.
Yeah.
And they were all doing that. For some reason, they just started to do it. And then the teacher was just like, no more. The next person who does it will get detention. And I didn't hear that. And I saw the person sitting across from me at our table just stop doing it. I had been looking up. I was probably asleep. And I looked up. And I saw them doing it, and I was just like, oh, I can do that. And then I, like a parrot, I was just like immediately doing it. And then she yelled at me at the back of my head. She was like, oh, you think you're funny? Patrick, you get detention after school. And I had never gotten detention before, so I assumed that meant I was like going to be executed. So I was just like, no, I don't know what, I didn't know. Why am I getting detention? So from my perspective, I've just been given detention for putting my hand on my, and tapping on my head. And then the person who was called ugly like a doll stood up and said, no, he didn't know. It was a misunderstanding. And she defended me. And then a couple other people defended me. And yeah. Some people are stupid assholes. Yeah, but she's a Marine now, so she could probably fold all those girls into a pretzel.
That's some r/justice born shit.
Oh yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, I didn't realize that's who you were talking about. Yeah. Didn't talk to her much. She seemed really nice though.
There was a
very sweet person.
There wasn't a similar thing in my high school until some dumbasses in the grade below me made something called a thought bracket.
Oh my! Oh, we had an ass bracket.
we had, yeah.
That got shut down like 6 times.
A lot, like a lot.
And it was super low key. Like you would just hear people talking about it, and I don't know exactly how it would get passed around because like it wasn't. I don't think it was online, or I don't know how it existed exactly, but you could just like ask someone and be like, "Oh, did you hear that? Like so and so is like." At the finals of the thought bracket, and you're like,
the finals.
What the fuck? Who's deciding this? Like, is there a council? Is there a secret council that meets after school to like battle this out and debate?
Sweaty, acne-covered, Cheeto-fingered 18-year-old just was like, "This is the girl that's the prettiest. I know what beauty is."
Like some fucking Mark Zuckerberg-looking motherfucker is awkwardly making the case for why Stacy has like the best ass and why she should win the thought bracket.
Yeah.
Like that's
it's amazing that other schools had that. I cannot believe that there was two. Maybe it's this just area in general full of scum, but like
didn't it start like the thing at our school? Didn't it start with the very first thing that came out was like it was like our school's abbreviation and then compliments, and people could submit anonymous compliments, and like that was nice.
We had that.
And then things started like sprouting up off of that.
There's this app called like
Yeah.
After School or something like that, I think. And I got a notification, text message from it, and I was like, that was weird. And it was like linked through Facebook, and I clicked on the link, and it sent me to the App Store. And I looked at the app, and I was like, all right, I guess I'll download this just to see like what people are saying about me in the school. And I tried to download it, and it said, "Are you currently going to the school?" And I was just like, "No." And they were like, "Bye," and I couldn't get into it. So I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But yeah,
They're all conspiring against you.
probably.
I think it's the reason that we have like similar scummy shit happening. I think is because literally just people like talk to each other. Like someone will know someone from another school, spread that around, and then it just keeps going. Like
This
and
is
as
like
you-
a thought Olympics. Like each school
Stop.
sends their
Oh,
team,
no.
and then, like
the winners
there's
of the
certain
thought
challenges.
brackets at each school decide who gets sent to the Thought Olympics at the end of the year, right? So it's the final four from each school representing, and then there's seeds, right? So people get matched up based on what seed they're in, and then it's all decided from there.
Amazing.
It's a very intricate, impressive system. You know, you leave it to the nerds to come up with a very numeric, organized system.
It wasn't really the
put
nerds
thoughts
though.
against
It was
each other.
like the
It was the
douche
jocks, yeah,
bags.
the douchey jocks. I think there
not necessarily
greasy.
jocks.
there was some.
The
No, we had
greasy
some
The
dudes.
greasy
some-
dudes, the dudes who would like show up to one class and then leave and then hotbox their Jeep.
We had some overlap for sure. There was like greasy nerds that were like red pillars, and then there were like the jocks that were just like dumb and obnoxious, and then
Red pillars.
yeah, people that think women owe them sex and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Are they called
Yeah.
red pillars, or are they
Oh,
called
dude.
men's
Boy.
rights activists? I don't know.
Remember that one dude that went to prom and didn't get sex from that one girl, and he was like all douchey.
Oh yeah.
You know exactly
oh, yeah.
what I'm talking
there
about,
was
right?
You
This
have to tell the story.
girl.
Oh man,
This girl.
I mean, I don't know if it's
I
that
don't
much
know.
of a story.
It's kind of a story. I just remember being told
Go ahead.
about it the next day. This girl is a completely sweet girl. No,
So
so
nice,
nice,
like,
just
so
normal
nice.
human being, good. And this kind of a cunt. He was really greasy.
kind of.
And he had a lot of expectations, and he was very like insecure, obviously, and about a lot of things. And he took this girl because they were friends to prom or whatever. And on the night, like he kept trying to have her sit on his lap and stuff. And eventually, like they got to prom, and he was drunk because they would go into the bathroom and like drink from a flask that one of the guys had brought. And the girl eventually left without him because he was just pressuring
Right.
her a ton. And he went to just like the house full of douchey dudes. And apparently he was screaming about how he's like, oh, she wouldn't fuck me. That's bitch. That's
It's
cunt.
horrible.
How fucking dare she? And like just like giving her a huge fucking dressing down. And like a bunch of the dudes like joined in. I'm pretty sure I only heard about this recently, but there was like a text message like storm that came after her. Like the dude was complaining and the guys felt bad for him. So they texted her and they were like, why did you do that to, Brian, whatever his name was. And I know his name. I'm not going to say it though. Yeah, it's just like fucking cunts all over the place.
God damn.
Yeah.
I have an unrelated story that I don't know why I just thought about this because I was trying to think of stories to prom related things, but I didn't think of anything prom related. But one time, me and Kalina, this was at school. This was our freshman year. We were sleeping over, and we couldn't sleep for whatever reason or not. So it was like, okay, let's go for a walk. It's like 3 a.m. So obviously the streets are really empty. And we go out and take a walk on the Esplanade. So in Boston, the Esplanade is kind of just this nice green park walkway that stretches the entire Charles River. It's really nice. So we're walking along it, and there's this spot called the Docks along the Esplanade, which is literally just a dock that's sitting on the water. It's a good spot to hang out, and people have picnics and do whatever there. So it's 3 a.m, and we were going to sit on the docks. But then we noticed that there are 2 people on the docks, and they seem to be talking for a while. It was a boy and a girl, And they were like, oh, okay, so it's a couple. And as we were approaching, we figured, like, okay, we can share the dock with them. But then the girl gets on top of the guy. And they start just having sex, like, right on the dock. Like
Wild.
naked and everything. And so me and Colleen are like, let's not go on the dock. And so,
I'm not really feeling like that.
You just
So,
look at that, like,
instead-
and turn around.
Instead, what we do, this is probably kind of
Join
weird.
them.
We sit, there's a bench.
You watch them?
Kind of.
Oh
They were
my
like kind of
God.
afar. They were like far away. Like
Why would you do that?
I'd
No,
say
I'm
they were
just
about
kidding.
100
What
yards
would you
away. There's a bench right in front of the small metal sheets that you walk onto to get to the bridge, to get to the dock, I mean. And so we're sitting on the bench, and we're just like watching them. It's like really dark, and they're kind of far away, so we can't make out a lot of detail, but we can make out the fact that she's on him, and they are definitely
making
fucking,
out.
because like it wouldn't make any sense. And the whole thing is just bizarre. And at some point, a fucking like police officer comes by on a bike in like the middle of the night, and he like stops briefly in front of the docks, like just past where we're sitting, and he like looks over, and then he just keeps riding. Instead of doing anything, he's like,
Yeah, because he's not a fucking psycho like you two, just sitting there watching. He's like, oh, obviously I'm interrupting something. Let me get out of here.
So he just leaves, and then at the end of it, the guy just gets up and walks away. Like he walks off the dock and he walks past us. And
Wow.
totally ignores us, and just leaves this girl like lying there on the dock. I thought she was dead for a while because like she wasn't moving.
Oh my god.
Christ.
But no, she was fine. She just sits up and like checks her phone and stuff. We'd see like the phone light,
Priorities.
and we were just like, okay. I hope that wasn't sketchy. That was weird though. So yeah, that's like the weirdest like middle of the night experience I guess I've had.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I have stories that I could tell, but I feel like they'll make me look like a psycho.
I mean, this story kind of made me look like a psycho.
Oh, well, yours is a little more innocent.
What did you like? Jump on them and like participate?
He's like it was me, Alex.
was
I was
me.
the one on
Well, it
the
was
dock.
one night in
It was me
Boston.
and a girl.
You pushed the guy off and just like started like having sex with the girl and staring at the guy at the same time, just like this.
Asserting dominance.
You had to out alpha him. You just started peeing on him to mark him.
Yes.
Oh god.
You can tell one of them, Patrick. I won't judge you.
I definitely will. So go ahead and tell them.
Oh my god. I'm thinking about one in particular.
Go for it.
Yeah, I mean,
Who
you
cares,
know
dude?
this person. Flalia.
Yes.
Okay. It's not their real name, obviously. So we went out one night. We were just driving around, having fun. She was the designated driver because we were all having so much fun.
We're high on life.
and we were passing around the fun. And eventually, I didn't know anybody besides her. I was just meeting these two new strangers. And eventually, it was just me and one of the strangers sitting in the back and Flalia driving. And we had both... We ran out of fun. And we were just talking to each other. And then we ended up having fun with each other in the back of her car while she was driving. And I remember particularly looking into the rearview mirror while we were having fun and seeing and making eye contact with her.
Oh.
She didn't
Hang on,
talk
hang
to me
on.
for like 3 weeks after that, which is
Hang on.
completely understandable.
So the friend that you knew was driving,
was driving.
and the stranger that was her friend, you were in the back seat with,
Yes,
and so you started fooling around with that stranger.
that's
Friend.
a good way to put it.
Okay,
Yes.
interesting.
Telling silly jokes
And
and
then she
stuff.
never spoke to you again.
Yeah,
She
we
never
were
mentioned it?
joshing and joking all about. Yep.
Did she say anything? Did she call you an asshole or like kick you out?
I feel bad. She's not gonna listen to this. Apparently,
Absolutely not.
no
No
one
one
does.
listens to this.
I really hope not. But apparently, I've kept in contact with the stranger her name is Rock, and Rock said that Flolly was mad because she thought that she would end up with me that night.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah, and that
Sad
was like
face.
I was expecting there's that, but there's also just like don't have sex in the back of my car while I'm driving. I felt
it's
so
like,
bad
that's
after
like
that.
double sad.
But I was just I had a lot of fun that night. So
God.
to the people that can't detect sarcasm, I sound like an asshole. Like it's just like I'm having so much fun.
People are gonna write in saying like, "I love hearing about Patrick's stories where he has so much fun. I'm glad he has a good, fulfilling life."
But I'm wondering how much is too much fun. Maybe he should dial it back. Maybe he elect a more healthy lifestyle
At
where
what
he doesn't
point
have
does his
quite as much fun.
start hurting other people. This is a similar story that's definitely a lot more innocent. There was no fun involved. So when I was in high school, I was on the rowing team, and there was a bus that would take us from school to the boathouse in the river where we would actually practice and stuff. And things would get wild on the bus sometimes, and by that I mean that I would be hanging out with my buds towards like the middle of the bus, but in the back of the bus, you could kind of tell when two kids were having themselves a warm up. They're warming up before practice.
Were they dudes?
No, guys
Oh.
and girls. It was a Catholic school, so that was unlikely.
So that makes
we
it
did-
hotter.
Stop.
But anyways,
Do they have those little uniforms where
Yes.
it's like the shorts that go up to like past their knee?
yes.
I love that.
But anyways, you could see some girls and guys doing some warm ups in the back. Just doing some exercises.
Having fun.
and that was always kind of interesting. And
And you watched that as well, right? You and Kalina.
I mean, it was on a bus. I didn't go to high school with Kalina.
No, I'm just making a joke. You guys always watch.
But yeah. I mean, it was obviously hard to ignore what was happening. We were on wide open bus.
Are you done?
We're all
sneezing?
dumbasses.
Jesus.
Bless you.
Are you kidding me right now? He's trying to tell a story.
So what I did was I went over and I sneezed on him, and that was that, and then it never happened again.
The end.
Yeah.
You gave him the swine flu.
No one ever had.
Dude,
no one ever did.
I need to
warm-ups
tell you
again.
about this fucking person. Did you guys see my tweet about that girl who was talking about the swine flu?
Yes.
No, I
So I was sitting at work, and there's I was in the lunchroom. It's this like not a cafeteria, but it's like pretty big, and this girl was sitting with her friends, and they were just talking about stuff, and I had my headphones in, but I had just like scrolled over a video, so it paused for a moment, and the music I was listening to, and the girl brought up like, oh, I once had the swine flu, and then nobody heard her. They just kept talking, and then I just thought that was interesting, so I turned off my music, and I was just waiting for her to say it again, to like repeat herself. She did it maybe 57 times. No one heard her at all, but she thought that it was so fucking interesting that the moment they heard it, it's like worth repeating, because eventually when they do hear it, they'll be like, holy shit. Yeah, she's a crazy person. Thought that it was great.
Yeah. Well,
I had the H1N1. I didn't think it was that fucking great.
I had the swine flu. Excuse me.
I thought I was dying. I vomited up everything I ate for 3 days.
It's either like people like that are telling a story so amazing, so you think that they live the best life ever, or they tell the most dramatic, horrible story about their own lives, so you take pity on them. Either way, they love the attention.
That's her fucking game plan. It's her fucking like whole thing is just like, once they hear about this swine flu thing, I'm fucking in.
Well, I already told them about my Malibu vacation 5 times, so looks like I'll finally be forced to play the swine flu card.
Did you get the swine flu?
I never had the swine flu. I am, as a kid, I would get sick constantly. Ear infection, stomach bug, everything on the fucking book. And I think I built up such a good immune system that I rarely ever get sick anymore.
I don't think that's how that works.
Kind of, actually, yeah. If you're exposed to enough different diseases.
I don't think it
and
says that you have a
viruses.
strong immune system if you get sick all the time.
well, as a child, and you're eventually like build up resistance to all those things. Is what I'm saying. Because I get sick maybe like once a year, and it's more just like an annoying cold or whatever.
You can't build up an immunity to an ear infection.
Well, I don't fucking know what to tell. Wait, yeah, aren't some ear infections caused by sometimes they're bacterial. Viral infections
getting
are fine.
stuck in your ear. It can be like a small abrasion that is untreated and leave with wax on it. Yeah.
Are you a doctor, Patrick?
Yeah.
I'm just asking. I just want to know.
Yeah.
Were you there?
I was there.
Were you a doctor?
With Kalina.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Anyways, since it's the 52-week mark, year special, we got a lot of questions this week, so we're gonna start those a little earlier than we normally would.
Did we get a lot of questions?
We got a lot because I put it out on Instagram.
Oh yeah, you put a thing out, and I was just like, "That's not me."
I know. It's amazing that people give attention when it's not you.
No, shut up.
It's hard to believe. I know.
But Instagram introduced this great new you can ask a question feature that reminds me a lot of the Ask FM shit in high school or Formspring, if you guys did either of those. But let's see. You can go on the Instagram, Patrick, if you want to read one that you find particularly interesting.
Skittles.
You're still working through Skittles? Huh?
Go on.
Okay, this is from SK Escus Yendis. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. That's a username, doesn't matter. It's my birthday today. Happy birthday. What's your weirdest memory you have related to your birthday or a birthday?
Weirdest memory.
From what?
You have related to a birthday or a birthday.
Or a birthday.
To your birthday or whatever.
Somebody else go first.
I had a bunch of friends over. I can't remember how old I was. It was, yeah, and they were all doing some stuff. And I was sitting on the stairs and crying. And I was like, you guys are ruining my birthday. And then I fainted. Yeah, I don't remember what happened.
All right.
I don't remember any of it other than that.
You just cried so hard that you fucking passed out.
Yeah. It was one of the last times that I remember, like, crying.
God, that's intense. I think I was having this one birthday party in my backyard, and this house we lived in had, like, a small playground. So me and my friends were just playing and stuff. And out of nowhere, this gigantic purple fucking spider pops out of like a small pile of leaves, and we all just start fucking screaming and running.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Also we were having a grill for another one of my, we're grilling out for another one of my birthdays, and my dad put one of the grill plates on the deck for some reason. Like removed it from the grill and put it aside for a second, and for some reason, like an idiot, I thought it would be good to like pick it up and bring it inside, and turns out it was still piping hot, and I burned my hands very severely on my birthday. So that was fun.
Ooh.
Yaman, it's your turn.
I don't think I have I don't have any stories.
I think I have one, but it's not about me.
You can. It's a birthday. It doesn't have to be yours.
A birthday,
Yeah, my older brother had appendicitis when he was like 12, and it started when he was laying on the bed one night. We were watching Toonami, and then we waited for our parents to go to I don't remember where they just left for a little while, and we were left with my older sister, but she was in her room playing GameCube, and we got to jump on the bed, and then my brother started like having pain, and he was like, "Don't move, please, this hurts so much." And then I called my parents, and they showed up, and then we took him to the hospital, got his appendix out, and he came home after a little while, and came around to his birthday like a few weeks later, I think, and my dad got like him a motorized scooter, which was like a Razor scooter but had a motor in it that you could press on and make it go faster, and it was really expensive. And so my mom was like, "How much was that?" Because it was abnormal to get expensive stuff like that for us. And he was just like, "Oh, I went to Safeway and They just sort of gave it to me. I was the 100th customer that day, and he was so very clearly lying. But he just wanted to get my brother something for his birthday.
That's kind of sweet.
It was sweet, yeah.
Okay. I thought it was gonna take a dark turn, just like your dad stole it,
but
like your dad stole it, or it wasn't like a toy electric scooter. It was like one of those handicap carts at the grocery store that like old people are supposed to.
Wheelchair, and then
yeah, it's like, here you go.
He attached a leaf blower to a wheelchair, and it's like, this will be yours forever.
I kind of, before we move on, I kind of thought of a story of one of my cousin's birthdays. We were younger. I don't know. It's had to be like 8 years ago ish. He got this like detective kit with like all this like detective stuff, magnifying glass and all that jazz, and we were like, let's solve a mystery or something like that. So we started walking down the block, and we found like a house that was like being demolished, like half demolished and whatnot. And I don't know. And we were like, let's go inside and figure out what happened here. And we go into this random house, and we start just like looking around and stuff. We look at some mail, and we see that the person was evicted, and we go, he was evicted. We solved the mystery, and then we went back home before anyone realized that we were gone. And that was that.
Well, future Batman over here. Jesus.
That's right.
Did you see this art that Noodle Butter sent us of Yaman?
Which
is it
one?
The one in his room? We talked about this.
No, it's the one where he is greeted by a fan.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, we never posted
What?
this.
Where?
Hold on, I'll send it.
How is it about me?
I
You
didn't
guys never
see it
showed
either.
me.
Yeah, Pena will read
like in the
shit, and then I'll lose the notification, so I'll never see it. Here,
It was like in the middle of the night, so I like totally forgot about it. Sorry.
Asshole. Completely useless.
Jeez. All right.
But Noodle Butter sent us this art where it's a girl that walks up to Yaman and says, "You're Yaman from the Prude Dudes. I love the podcast." And then Yaman is shocked, and then he takes out a gun and says, "Guess it's time."
Oh
She
yeah.
says, "I just wanted a picture." But she sent a message along with that and said, maybe we've already read this, but I got to be part of the podcast with the question about people approaching you if they recognize you, and did this. I got to the part of the podcast. Also, sorry if you can't read my handwriting.
No, that's nice. That's a nice doodle.
really cool.
That's funny.
I love that shit. Thank you so much. We also got. I guess we'll fucking jump around all day. Because we also got an email with more art. I don't know if you saw that or not.
I don't know, because you probably ruined the notification for me.
I did. So I guess I'll just read this. This is from Stacy. Hey guys, so I wanted to say thank you for liking my tweet on Twitter. You're welcome. Those are very hard to give out. Unfortunately for myself, my Twitter is suspended because I wasn't 13 when I made my account, so I can't get back on it. And
God
appeal
damn.
to Twitter. I think
They
I
drew
made
me
my account
like
before.
an Adonis.
Yeah, that is a really good drawing. We're gonna post. We should post all these on Instagram.
Oh
later.
yeah.
Or just send him to Yaman.
Anyways, she was banned. She's working on it. What I wanted to say is that I love the podcast, and it's amazing. I'm not usually into podcasties, but you guys are just so fucking funny, relatable, and have so much banter. I'm here for it. Honestly, I feel that you guys really summarize how I feel about a lot of subjects and how I perceive them. So to show my wonderful support, I did some awful artwork. I'm really started Yemen, though.
Rip. It's okay.
I'm really starting to
it's
Yemen,
alright.
though. Your Instagram doesn't have the best photos to draw from Stacy.
I'm gonna start posting more pictures on Instagram. That is a promise to everybody yelling at me that I only have a quarter of a
That's the
picture.
New Year's resolution. A big friend from England. P.S. As a question, I work in retail, and I'm going to university in September to do animation. Good. I was wondering, what jobs does everyone have? I think we briefly answered this before, but to run over it again. I work for CBS News. I'm an intern. Patrick is a model boy.
I'm a model and a personal trainer and a gym guy and a voice actor.
And Yaman is a student and a baker.
I'm not. I work in a bakery. I don't do any of the baking.
He does all the baking, if you know what I
do
mean.
not do any of this.
But thank you so much for your art, Stacey. This is great. You're gonna be great as an animator in school.
Did you respond
bet.
to it?
I didn't respond. I'm responding to it
Can
right
I
now.
see it?
Oh, sorry.
The art.
Pena, send him a picture. I'm responding to it.
I will. I'll send you the art. But damn, this is actually really fucking good. It's a shame that Yemen didn't get drawn, though. It's a
Fuck
great
off.
country. All right, so thank you for that, Stacey. Back to the Instagram. There's a lot. Are you on the toilet? Asks Ellie Zofke.
Yes.
I was
Next
on
question.
the toilet when I posted that picture. I like how people can pick out the angle. Will you be the yee to my ha? No. Where do you guys record? We record each in our individual houses, except Yaman is in Patrick's basement most of the time now, while Patrick is in his room.
Okay. I record at school. I usually reserve a private study room and record in there, but it is summer, and I'm not at school, so I record in Patrick's basement for the next few weeks.
Yeah. And I just record in my room, Patrick records in his room, and then we talk over Skype, and we marry
Makes it
it
sound like
all
we live in the
together
same
after
house.
fact. Yeah, because you do.
Yeah, I recorded my room and Alex's room. It was right across the hall.
Well, when we tried to, even if we did all live in the same house and we tried to record in the same room, we've tried this and it never
God,
works.
I hate that.
Yeah. How old are you guys? I'm 21.
I'm 20.
And Yaman, you are.
I'm also 20.
Okay. And what's your favorite vegetable? Really been turned on to Brussels sprouts lately.
I hate Brussels sprouts.
You're disgusting. What is wrong with you?
Potatoes.
Potatoes aren't a vegetable.
What are they?
It's a starch.
What?
Yeah.
Wait,
I'm
what?
not even going to talk about this anymore. You already ruined this.
Potatoes
question.
are a starch. Potatoes are a starch. They're not a vegetable.
Sounds like they're a vegetable, but you're just making up stupid words.
I'm gonna leave that there. I'm not gonna touch that.
I like carrots too.
Carrots are good. There we go. That's a vegetable.
Shut up.
Cucumbers.
That's a good choice, actually. Cucumbers, I feel like, are underrated.
Underrated,
And
absolutely.
very
No, I
refreshing.
like peppers.
That's a good choice too.
Peppers are nice.
Good. Is bird the word?
Really
No.
stellar questions you're asking.
Next question.
Would you rather have every condiment packet you open be full of soy sauce or lube?
Soy sauce. Soy sauce is good.
I fucking love soy sauce.
Sure, soy sauce.
Would you rather eat nails or have some fun?
I don't know. I do have to build a house, so do you guys hate anything or anyone and why? I hate
fucking everything.
That's not surprising.
Pretty accurate.
We know that. I think I hate people that drive too slow in front of you and people that walk too slow
People
in front
that
of
drive too fast behind me are fucking annoying.
you. That too.
It's a 25. I'm not going to go 37 miles an hour in a 25. You're welcome to cross the solid double lines into oncoming traffic if it's so important that you need to pass me, you cunt. I'm not going past the speed limit. Shut up.
That happened to me one time, especially actually this happened to me around where you live. I was driving, this is when I was learning to drive too, and I was driving the regular speed limit, and this motherfucker was so angry, and he was going so fast that he kept trying to swerve around me, and there was solid double yellow lines like you described, that he eventually just drove like through a gap in oncoming traffic to like just to get ahead of me, and like was going at like 70 miles per hour in like a 35 mile per hour zone.
It doesn't make sense here.
doesn't.
It doesn't make sense.
I
There's too many
I
stoplights. There's
assume-
too many
I ass-
stoplights for it to make a
I
difference.
assume he was like in an emergency or something.
You assume
Otherwise-
too
Absolutely
much.
not. He was just a piece of shit. Absolutely not. There's no reason. There's too many stoplights here. Somebody that speeds by you ends up right next to you at the next stoplight 2 seconds away.
You're speeding
It's-
to stop.
There's no point.
Uh,
I'm gonna stop first.
Racing to a red light.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's all it is. There's too many stoplights around here.
Oh, he's probably got an emergency. You never know. Yeah, I do. He's a cunt. He's got nothing better to do than fucking.
I hate Batman. Batman is my.
I've
official
started
answer.
to feel that. I can't watch Batman and stuff.
Never could.
I can
Really?
read comics about him, but
Interesting. I haven't been exposed to Batman stuff lately, so I've actually been feeling like a Batman drought right now.
Lucky.
What is your number one place to travel?
nowhere.
Taco Bell.
Honestly, yeah, good answer.
Anywhere in the woods.
I want to go to like a small Italian village that's barely been touched by the world, where everyone makes pasta and just all the wine is amazing.
As someone who's
And
really dependent on the internet, I think I'd rather pass.
I'm sure there's like basic internet, but I don't know. I just want to go somewhere like that and just like eat my heart out and fucking die there.
What?
That'd be
I've
great.
been wanting to go to a concert recently.
I'll go to GEG and Logi's tour.
Oh yeah, because they're totally in the DMV, except they're not. They're not in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, even though Logic reps Maryland. Fucking come on.
So fake.
So
Did you
fake.
see that,
It's not G-Eazy. It's NF is on the tour.
Did you see that his girlfriend broke up with him?
Oh yeah. Well, this was a while ago.
He cheated. He cheated on
Wait,
her.
Logic or NF?
G-Eazy.
Oh yeah. Wait. Who are you talking? I was talking about G-Eazy. I was talking about G-Eazy. He cheated on his girlfriend.
And then Halsey got with Machine Gun Kelly, which is basically a clone of G-Eazy. So
Yeah, she has great taste. You know who else has great taste? Who's that Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. actress who's dating Logan Paul now?
Oh my god.
Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. And people were like,
Chloe
why are
Bennett,
you doing
right?
that? And she was like, he's great and humble and sweet and smart. And I'm just like, okay.
I was like, everything about him that he presents himself as presents the exact opposite of those
He's
qualities.
some, like a fucking racist, piece of shit.
Yeah, so have fun together, I guess. Have any of you watched The Staircase on Netflix? If so, what do you think really happened? I have no idea what that is. I'm so sorry.
Who asked that?
No idea.
What is each of your favorite parts of doing the podcast?
When we finish.
No,
I'm kidding.
I'm in it for the profit motive. No, I'm just joking. What do I like?
I like
I
it when
love,
I make people laugh.
That's good. Yeah, I like.
I like it when
are
people
like,
message us and say, hey,
Yeah.
you guys are really
Yeah,
nice.
the messages.
I love hearing from people. That's the most rewarding part of it, for sure. Why is Patrick so hot? Asks Elias Joey.
I don't know.
People want to know.
It's a lot of
Genetic
silence.
What made you guys decide to start a podcast?
Pena.
Patrick did it. Oh, Pena
I
did
did it. I remember Patrick didn't want to. You thought it was a dumb idea at first, and then
That's
we did
not
one.
what I said.
Yeah, you.
That was definitely me. Patrick was like, let's do a podcast. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever.
And then you didn't
he
do it,
actually
and then
did
we did it without
I
you.
didn't.
And then
I know, yeah. And then you were like, see, it's actually a thing. Would you like to join us? And I was like, okay.
so
Yaman.
stupid.
So fake, Yaman.
I mean, all my life I've been around people that are all talk, and Patrick is such a doer, and it's new to me.
True.
Stop jerking me off.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying the truth. You're a great guy.
I'm just dropping facts. I didn't say that. You're a piece
Okay.
of shit. You're a doer.
Let's not go
Let's
too
just
far.
get one
all
thing
right?
straight.
Let's
Let's
dial
get
it
one
back.
thing straight.
Ankle Fat asks, what?
I almost snorted Skittles in my nose. There's a Skittle in my nose.
Gosh.
Ankle Fat asks, what's the dumbest thing a customer has said asked you guys at work? I feel like I'm the dumb customer most of the time these days. I was just at the UPS store and I had to ship something, and the lady asked me for the address to send it to, and I gave her my home address because I thought she was asking for like the return address or whatever, and she's like, "You're sending it to 5 minutes from here," and I'm like, "No." Patrick, I'm sure you, Patrick and I mean, you must have plenty of these. We talk about most of them though, I feel.
I still have my lifeguard license, so sometimes I'll do shifts. I'll get calls from people. It's like, hey, can you cover blah blah blah? We have a bunch of people here. So
You've
I'll
done
go
one
to-
recently?
Yeah,
Oh, really? That's
yeah.
I didn't know
Because
that.
the rec center that does that is like a minute away from me.
Oh.
And I went to work there a little bit, and there's these like what's it called, buoyant belts that you can wear for like if you just want to like run in the water. I don't know how to explain it. They do it all the time. Like grannies will get into the deep end and then just go back and forth, and that'll be their exercise. And this one really big dude, he came up to me and he was just like, "Where are the rest of the belts?" And he had his hands on his hips and he had a smile on his face, and I was just like, "Oh, this is gonna be fun." It looks like they're all being used, man. And then he was just like, No, they're not. And I was just like, fucking A, there's a lot there. I don't know who did this to you that made you this way. And I was just like, there's a basket over there. I don't know if you can see it, but that contains all of them. And as you can see, it's empty. So I don't know what you would like me to do. I cannot magically create more. I didn't say that, but I wish I could. I just pointed it out, and I was like, that's empty. And he was just like, huh, okay. And then he went back and sat in the water, and he got on his phone. And then the manager came downstairs and was like, where's Patrick? And I'm like, I'm Patrick. And then they were like, so, yeah, he's still over. He was complaining that you were sort of holding out on him and that you didn't trust him with the belts and the equipment.
Patrick, why didn't you give him just give him the belt? What are you doing?
I'm hoarding them all for myself.
What?
Because I love
share,
the inflatable
Patrick.
belts that you only use if you can't fucking swim because you're so inept.
Hiding all the belts in a locker.
But I saw him sitting across from the pool, and I just had my like this look of like, what on my face, and then I saw him with his arms crossed, and he was smiling, and he was like,
What the fuck?
"What a cunt! What is wrong with you?"
Wait, so what'd your manager do, or what'd you say? to
He
your
was just
manager?
like, "Oh, okay." I guess he was like, "Oh, he's insane. All right, I'm gonna leave."
Oh, he's exactly.
Okay.
There's always that moment where like the manager has to be like, you know, take it. Oh, there was a complaint, and then you explain that the person complaining was stupid, and then they're like, oh, they're dumb. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
like
handle
he
it.
walks down and he's just like, "Who complained?" And I'm like, "That guy over there who's ripping apart a parrot with his bare hands." And then he's just like, "Oh, okay, all right, bye."
Not
Okay.
parrot guy again. Jesus.
Not parrot guy again.
Jesus, stop coming here.
I get a lot of people that ask what's in this cake or that cake, and usually the name is self-explanatory. There are some that's like, what's in the Delice? Okay, obviously you're not going to know what's in that. I'll explain.
Fucking
Some people are
Delice,
like,
idiot.
What's in the white chocolate mousse? And I'm like, it's actually vanilla buttercream
Oh my God.
with rainbow sprinkle. What's in the dark chocolate mousse?
Vanilla.
You know, we put some carrot and yeah, we get a lot of those
Cheese.
customers. I think one customer, I don't know if this falls under, what was the question? Stupidest or something?
Dumbest
like
thing a customer has said or asked.
Dumbest. We have these two pastries, which are essentially the same thing on the inside. They just, one is topped with powdered sugar and the other one is topped with like a glaze type thing. And somebody asked what's the difference between the two, and I explained the insides are the same. It's just the top is different. And he was like, oh, okay, I'll take one of each. And he comes back like the next time. I don't think it was the next day. He comes back, he's like, those two are totally different on the inside. And I was like, no, they're not. And he was like, I bought them and they're different on the inside. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. They're not. And so in the end, I was like, can I get you something else? Like I was like, oh, let's resolve this. Can I get you something else? Did you not like it or something? He was like, no, it's fine. I just want to let you know that they were different.
What?
Take something else. He buys something. He buys something else. Like he didn't want any discount or anything for free or anything. He'd buy something else, leaves. I asked the baker the next day, and he's like, oh, they're totally the same on the inside. And I'm like, this fucking dude, man.
Bruh.
This fucking dude. It's just moments like that.
God damn.
I didn't want to get a refund or anything. I just wanted to let you know how wrong you
Yeah,
were.
no, he didn't want it. He was just like, you were wrong. There was kind of like, we did kind of argue about it that first day. He was like, are you sure? I'm pretty sure they're different. I was like, no, they're the same on the inside. And then he took them, and then he came back, and he was like, I told you, they're
He
different.
still got them in his mouth, like a mouthful of them. It's just like, look at the right arm.
mouth. Oh, the left side of my mouth is different than the right side of my mouth.
Fucking
But
idiot.
What's the way to best? Thank you for the question, Ankle Fat. Oh, this is from Ashley. It's the fucking best. This is from Ashley. What's the best movie you've seen so far this year?
Was
Annihilation.
Logan this year?
No, Logan was last year. A long time ago.
Fuck. I don't think I've seen like one movie this year.
Annihilation was really fucking great.
Bleh.
Patrick, which movies did we watch
Deadpool
this
2.
year?
Deadpool 2
And?
was great. Infinity War.
Infinity War.
Oh, I think Infinity War.
I really liked all of those. I really liked Solo, actually.
I mean, they were great.
I like
really
Solo a
liked
lot.
Solo. Solo was good. Infinity War was great. Deadpool 2 was good. I've seen a lot of really great movies,
Yeah, it's pretty
but
good.
I think the one that probably left more of an impact was probably Annihilation.
Yeah, it's a fucking awesome
That
movie.
one's fucking dope.
Nobody
What's
talks
the-
about that. It always bothered me. Like,
Yeah, because I mean,
there was
it's like
a lot of
smaller
hype about
release.
Ghostbusters having an all-female cast, but that movie is a garbage can. But
Yeah.
Annihilation, it happens to be female. Like, you don't even think about it, and it's just like, oh, I just noticed that they're all women, and it's just they don't point it out. It's just matter of fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Nobody praised it for that. It was just like maybe I didn't see it because it wasn't in like popular news. I don't think it made an enormous amount of money, but
No, it was a pretty small
it was
movie.
really disappointing to see that people were like praising it for that.
Yeah. What's the best way to pass time at work? I do
Count the
actually have a
minutes
lot
and
of
segments.
Exactly. I actually do have a bit of downtime at work these days, and besides like Reddit, I've been playing Fallout Shelter on my phone a lot.
Oh my god, I play Fallout Shelter to the point where I'm like, all right, I've done everything, and then I'll delete it, and then like a couple months later, I'll download it again and play it, delete it, download it again, play it. I've done that like 3, maybe 4 times now.
Yeah, and like I've
It's a great
don't
game.
even like need to spend money on it, but like it's just a good like time
Never.
waster. I'm just like,
Right.
all right, let me build up the stats on these guys. Let me send them out into the wasteland to get more stuff. Let me build some more rooms because I'm running out of like electricity. Yada yada. It's just kind of like a cycle of like constantly needing to do stuff, and it's a lot of fun. I don't know, I dig it.
I think of drafts for Twitter in my spare time at work.
You actively think of like jokes and shit.
Jokes, yeah. I think of those a lot.
Yeah.
I'm usually on YouTube.
I always wondered about that, like comedy accounts like Pixelated Boat. Do they like spend a lot of their time thinking up jokes, or does that just kind of like?
I don't know. I know they
Come out
write
of
for like
nowhere.
certain like blogs and stuff.
Mm.
Pixelated Boat is fucking hilarious.
The cool stooge asks, how big?
Oh, that's Armin.
Oh, is it actually?
Yeah.
That's Armin. That's our friend.
Oh,
Armin.
that's funny. How big is the schlong?
Mine is 37 inches long and half an inch wide.
Yes, it is.
Hermine is
I can confirm.
so white,
He's very. Are you looking at his
Yeah.
profile right now?
and I
Yeah.
guess he likes to work out.
He does. like
He's
to
a
work
lot.
out.
He's a lot. He's tan right now.
Interesting. Okay. For some reason, I thought Armenian would be more like foreign, but he's not.
You're a racist.
He's from Bosnia.
Oh, Bosnia. I see. That makes sense.
You're a fucking racist.
I am. I love to be racist. That's how I kill time at work. I'm racist.
Racism makes the time fly.
Now, I get why people are racist now, man. Like, you
Time
want to know
flies.
why so many old people are racist? It's because they've been racist their entire lives, and they've just been whipping by like that. That's crazy.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Megan asks, in the Airbud movies, how does the dog get so good at playing sports? Does he practice? Practice makes perfect.
They beat him whenever he doesn't do well.
Probably a combination of that.
Why the fuck did they let that dog play with people? Why did the opposing team allow that?
I think it's one of the. It's like a pride thing. It's like, this dog can't beat us,
And then the dog like
beats them.
viciously attacks one of their players. It was like, "Rah, rah, rah."
Exactly.
It's the joke that's been told 100 times. It's like, Dad, I'm sorry, I was subbed out. You got subbed out for a dog. A dog. Not good enough.
You benched my fucking son for a golden retriever.
I mean, he scored
Look
more
at how
points than
good
your
he
son.
is,
That's
though.
all
He's
I'm
the
saying.
best. He's a prodigy.
Next season, the Lakers are trading Michael Jordan for Airbud.
Oh my God, it's like the draft. It's like the Lakers in the 2018 draft select Airbud.
It comes out.
The crowd goes around.
Bud, that game was incredible. Do you have anything to say to the fans out there?
Licking the Michael.
Amazing, inspirational as always, Mr. Bud. Thank you so much.
Mr.
Have a
Bud.
great night. This is from Cereza Trash. I don't know what that means. Do spider have puss? Probably.
You know it.
Check. Let us know. Keep us
Yeah,
updated.
just catch a spider and let us know. 100%. I'm not a scientist, so I'm not an authority on that.
Ask permission first.
Yeah. Longtime follower, never once a listener. Should I actually listen to it for once? Any good? Probably not.
What? I don't know what you just said.
Longtime follower, never once a listener. Should I actually listen to it for once? Is it any good?
Why would you ask us that?
You don't listen, so would he hear the answer?
Yeah. See?
Oh, wait, yeah. Yeah, it's not that good. Don't worry about it.
You're not missing anything.
Just call him a bunch of names. You're a
Probably-
stupid idiot asshole.
It's read a book. Probably spend your time better that way.
Why do people say that when they say, "Oh, if you want to be intelligent, read a book"? I can't get information from my phone. Shut up.
Okay, fine. Read your fucking ebook on your phone then, Mr. Picky
I
ass
actually hate
bitch.
reading on my phone.
Fine, then read your fucking
It's the
Kindle.
worst.
Where do you guys see yourselves in 5 years? Probably
Dead.
running my own banana stand.
I'm gonna be the taxi driver that runs into your banana stand and kills you.
We both go out in a blaze of glory.
I'm not gonna die. You definitely will.
Blaze of bananas.
Oh God.
No, dude, I'm insulated from the bananas. You know, banana skin is actually one of the most indestructible materials in the world.
Kevlar is actually made of rotten bananas.
Yeah, exactly. If you chemically treat banana peels, they turn into like something close to vibranium. It's the modern equivalent.
I
Close.
thought you were
going
gonna
to
say vibrators, and I was like, "Where's he going with this?"
I mean,
joke?
maybe you probably could turn it that way if you wanted to.
You're like, it turns into vibranium.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, "Oh, that's what. That's what."
Yeah, I'm gonna have you. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Tan.
I can't see the future.
You can't see the future.
In 5 years, I hope I have a job and a dog, and that's it. That's basically.
Well, you already ran
Nothing
one
else.
dog into the ground, so you're probably gonna stop
Jesus
laughing.
Christ.
Like it's a big deal.
Wow. Why would you
Because it's
say
true.
that?
Your dogs are fucking broken animals.
Oh God.
God.
Tana,
Listen,
Tana
I
Mongoose-
inherited them.
Tana Mongu took 2 selfies at the Chick-fil-A or whatever and said, "When you're high as fuck, I'm next to order at a fast food place." And someone quote tweeted it and said, "Just order your fucking food, weirdo. Stop trying in the middle of McDonald's. The workers get paid like $7 an hour. They don't need to deal with this."
I remember seeing that.
I hate that.
10 Mojo is so fucking weird. Oh, what's the favorite episode of the podcast we recorded?
The one where me and Yaman scream at
The-
each other.
Oh, that one
yes,
was
that-
good.
That one was good. The one with who's that useless superhero with the bow?
Hawkeye.
Superhero Hawkeye.
good.
The Hawkeye one is good.
I love the one where you're yelling at Yaman. You called him like a.
Oh, those are.
You brought up
so
your pretty lady
good.
or whatever.
Oh man.
And I was like,
those-
damn, you really. That's. I thought you had actually gone for the throat. Like when dogs are like fighting, and then one of them like takes it like a little too far, and you're like, oh shit. Like this is actually bad now. Would you ever go on tour?
Fuck no.
I mean, if we had enough people to want us to go on tour.
Yeah.
Why not?
Were people asking us for
As long as
meetups
I don't
right
have
now?
to meet anybody.
What was that?
I don't want to meet anybody.
So
Oh,
what we'll
okay.
do is, if we go on tour,
Take
we'll keep Patrick
cardboard
in a
cutout.
glass box, and we'll cart him around,
Like
and
the
you can
Pope.
like see him. Yeah, exactly. You can see him and look at him
That shit
and
better
like
be
wave at
bulletproof.
him. Yeah, but he's probably gonna be ignoring you and just be on his phone. So that's how that would work.
I don't care about your need to touch people or come up to them and hug them. I will never care about that. Just letting you know now. I
You can hug me.
hug Yaman.
Put that on the record.
Defer all of my hugs.
Yeah,
There
you
you go.
can.
I'll take Patrick's
Don't
hugs.
give him any to opinion though.
I guess you can.
Don't give any defense.
You can shake my hand professionally, and then add me on LinkedIn. How about that?
But don't shake his hand casually.
Yeah,
though.
not casually. If you do that, I'll
Never
If
casually.
you do that, I'll fucking throw you in jail. My fucking dogs are yelling because they heard Patrick
They're
saying
dying.
They heard
that they were
Patrick.
fucking broken.
There's stop, Patrick.
The thing is, we gave them. They just got back from the groomer, and they're really skinny and like frail and stuff because they're old ladies. And they dead ass look like skeletons, and I'm like, fuck, Patrick was right.
And you said,
My
"Oh,
dogs.
5 years are gonna be going strong. They're gonna be dead in half a year."
Oh, they're like already they're already like
Jesus.
12 years old.
Yeah,
So, like,
so they're gonna be dead.
yeah, that's so mean.
No, it's not. It's realistic.
God.
Also, I hate your animals.
You love them.
Every time I've been
bonding
there,
with
they
them.
bark at me and they try to bite me.
They bark. They can't bite you. They don't have
Everything
teeth.
Which
barks
one is
at
the
you.
one that was
humans,
vibrating all the
Humans
time?
bark at you.
Coco?
Yeah, is that one dead?
No. The one that died is the blind
Well,
one.
let me know when that one dies, and then I'll come over to your house.
No.
Jeez.
Why do you hate that one? That one's
Because
the
that one
nicest
sits in the corner and vibrates and then barks at me.
Anyways,
If
Anyways.
you die, I'm gonna, and like all your family dies, and I'm in the will to have your dogs, you're in trouble.
Why would I ever give them to you?
I
You
don't know.
monster.
I have one.
You have one?
Ayan says, will you guys ever vlog again? Your podcasts are great, but I miss your faces.
I want to
We
delete
really
all those
should.
vlogs.
Someone asked about why you were deleting YouTube videos, and I didn't notice you had done that.
I did do a couple of deletions.
Yeah. Why did you do that?
Because
Why? I'd just private them at most. You can delete them. That's gone forever, permanently gone.
Because
Rip.
they're bad. And they're videos that I made, so it's not like bad. Like the
I
New
mean-
York thing that made me cringe.
I don't know. I like them. You gotta learn to like.
I never got
you
to
gotta
see
learn
it.
to
It's
roll
not,
with it.
nothing much to look at.
I don't know. I think I would like to vlog again, but I don't know. Shit's busy. I don't know if I don't know if
Shit's
Patrick cares about vlogging. I guess it's really up to him. He's kind of like the one that ran the ship on that. Patrick, what do you think? Hello.
It's a loud silence.
Oh, he's sneezing.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Are you done?
You good? You know that means you're.
You gotta answer the fucking question. Are you
You know this means you're dying,
gonna
right?
come upstairs
You're like
and slap
half a
you?
year. Are you crying now?
Vlogs, Patrick.
What?
Vlogs. Yes or no?
No. Stop
You heard it
fucking
here,
sneezing.
folks.
Just say pineapple.
What did you just say?
Just say
Just say
pineapple,
what?
idiot.
Don't you just say
Yeah,
idiot,
dumbass.
you fucking asshole. What the fuck does that mean?
Pineapple prevents you from
You
sneezing.
sound like Gavin Free.
Yeah, you wish. Okay. Anyways, Patrick vlogs. What is?
I
the
just
status?
said no.
Why?
Because I don't wanna.
Like a child. All right. Next
Sorry,
question.
sorry,
You heard it
sorry
here,
to
folks.
disappoint everyone, but fucking Patrick's a fucking 10-year-old and doesn't like to vlog anymore. So
I'll kill you both.
do it, bitch.
I didn't say that. Jeez, what's wrong with people?
What do you mean,
You want
people?
the dog's dead? You want me dead?
It's just Patrick, really. He's got a lot of pent-up aggression because of beef. Beef at his
Boy.
gym is really pissing him off. All right, this email is from Juliana. Hi guys, hope you're all doing well. I recently began listening to the podcast on YouTube after it was suggested to me, probably because I love watching compilations of Patrick's Vines. I honestly love the podcast. You guys do such an amazing job with it. In every episode, you guys have such interesting conversations while also being extremely respectful towards everyone's views, and I really appreciate that. You guys just bring so much good into the world. We need more people like you. After the past conversation, I don't think that's like really true. Also, something I wanted to mention. I'm a lifeguard at a water park near my house, and honestly, the way you guys talk about guarding is so true. It really is like being a babysitter, and people just really like yelling at teens, I guess. I had a rescue once, and the woman didn't say thank you. She said, "Why didn't you get me sooner?" It reminded me of that
Wow.
story
That's how it
that
is.
Alex told.
Wow.
It wasn't me. Yeah, I had that exact same experience. Thanks again, Juliana. Thank you, Juliana, for that lovely email. That was
Thank
so
you.
nice. This one is from Sydney. For Patrick, did you ever consider joining the military since part of your family is or was in the military?
Yeah, but then I decided I wouldn't want to do that.
Because you thought it would be too limiting or something?
I just think it's like a lock on your life.
Mm. Yeah, that's true. Like once you're in it,
Also, it's
kind of
inherently
like
deceptive. Most of the branches, when you go to a recruiting station, they're like, "Oh, if you join now, officers. Oh, if you bring 3 friends and you join as an E5, and oh, if you make officer this year or whatever, then you get a $7,000 bonus at the end of the year." It's like, that doesn't happen though.
Yeah. For Alex, how does it feel to be an intern at CBS? Is it as intimidating as it seems? Not really. It's like I really enjoy it, and I'm happy to be working there. Sometimes I feel like I'm like bothering people. Like if I want to ask people for work or something, I feel like I'm just bothering them because like they are doing shit and they have like a stream of work that they're just doing, and I feel like anytime I approach them and ask them for things to do, I'm just like bugging them because I feel like I don't want them to feel as if they have to babysit me and like give me shit to do. So that's the only like weird thing I don't like about it, but most of the time I can like make work for myself and it's great. For Yaman, what was your biggest regret in high school?
caring so much.
That's a good one. I agree with that. Yeah.
Nothing matters. Nothing that you think matters. So stop caring.
I was really
Just let
Just
go.
be
Let
you.
your dog stay.
fuck you.
That's not where I was going with
I was
that.
really fucking sensitive in high school. Like, I didn't like it when my friends like roasted me and stuff. Like, I took it like pretty personally. Like, I hated that shit so much.
God damn.
Yeah.
You sound
Like,
like
I took that shit pretty badly. But now I don't care. I've like been so pulverized into the ground that I have no emotional response anymore.
Who's mean to you?
So I'm feeling a lot better. No one's really mean to me. It's just like
Who on this earth?
this fucking four-eyed fucking freak who.
Calm down, I'm right here. I wasn't even mean to you.
For everyone, is anybody fluent or at least speaks more than one language?
I speak Arabic fluently and can write it.
Slow
Sort
down.
of.
You actually can speak Arabic, Yaman?
I speak Arabic.
Oh,
at
that's
home.
cool.
You ever hear?
Like,
Maybe you
only
haven't
Arabic.
heard him, but on Xbox, his parents.
Yeah,
have
I mean,
him
I've heard it a
switch
few
between
times.
it.
But like my Spanish, my house is a Spanish-speaking household, but unfortunately, I'm only like half-ish fluent. I'm not really fluent, I would say. Like, I can understand it when it's being spoken to me, but I have a hard time
That's
like
usually the way
replying
it
in
is.
Spanish.
That's how it is
Yeah,
with my mom.
Yeah.
I don't know why that
That's-
is that way.
No, I can speak it really well. When I go to Lebanon, everybody expects me to be like, to have like broken Arabic, and they're like really surprised when I speak to them like as if I lived in Lebanon. And they're like, "Oh wow, he actually
He's
speaks
not an idiot."
Arabic." I'm like, yeah, I know. He's like, "Yeah, I do. Thank you for
Assuming, bitch.
That's
giving
cool.
me a chance."
That's a really
Yeah.
valuable skill to have, actually.
It is.
Um,
Yeah, it's nice.
This one is from Megan. Hey dudes, listening to the new episode and am at the part where you talk about the Pottermore house test. Yes, it is dumb, and the questions are meaningless. I say this, and yet I've taken it like 3 times just to make sure, yes, I'm still a Hufflepuff. But the website and all the tests on there are made by J.K. Rowling herself, not some random people. So now you know, hun. Stay
Don't call
prudy,
me
Megan.
hun.
She added that just to annoy Patrick.
Fuck you.
This is a side. Thank you, Megan.
Is
Appreciate
that supposed to mean it means something? Is that supposed to
You're so
change
mad.
anything? Is that supposed to mean anything? That she's the one that...
I think
Okay.
that this
God, he's
like
so angry.
I think it disqualifies it even more then if no like psychological experts were involved, because it just
She was just like, black, white, left, right. There's a troll under the bridge. Do you fuck it or kill it? Oh, you're a Hufflepuff. Stupid. It's a dumb quiz. It's fucking dumb.
do you fuck it or do you kill it?
It's the only 2 options.
I don't know.
Pop
I
your
don't
dick
know.
out or kill that thing.
Those are
Which one do you use? If you
those
know
are
what I
often the options life
Kill it.
presents.
Also, it's funny to imagine just like a Hogwarts student who's like, Avada Kedavra.
This email is from Zoe. Hi, I just wanted to say I think you guys are hilarious, and I have 2 things to say and ask 1 question. First, what is Patrick's jobs beside modeling? We already talked about that. Second, I am currently a lifeguard, and I love when we have a lot of fucking lifeguards. You guys gotta do other things. Second, I'm currently
Stop saving people. What's wrong?
Second, I'm currently a lifeguard, and I love when you guys tell lifeguarding stories, and it kind of gives me ideas of things I can say to people. Just tell them to fuck off and ask them if they'd rather get killed or get fucked.
Yeah, fuck. Would you kill a troll or fuck a troll? Now stop running in my fucking pool.
For example, the swim test, I had a mom scream at me and my manager after her daughter did not pass the swim test and filed a formal complaint for my quote-unquote attitude, which was just me scanning the pool. Anyway, a few podcasts ago, Alex said he just wouldn't do swim tests, and I haven't done one since, and work has become so much better. Lastly, please do a video podcast for your year anniversary. Kinda too late, because I think Yaman is really funny and cute. Thanks, Zoe.
Oh,
Well, Yaman, looks like you'll have to
Thank
fuck her or kill her. So
Oh.
sorry to present you with that
did you
choice.
just call her a troll?
I guess indirectly. I didn't mean to, but oh well.
Indirectly, yeah. Definitely
Thank you
just did
for your letters and your comments, everyone. I am now going. We did have a few iTunes reviews, and I don't know if they're YouTube comments. I skimmed those.
That my question.
Oh,
Was
okay,
from
so
the
we
YouTube comment.
covered that
That's
ground
the
basically.
only- Let me double check.
I will
see if there's-
check the iTunes reviews. We are at 95 5-star ratings right now. We are about to, if we could cross as the 1-year anniversary commemorative special gifts, if we could cross 100 ratings, that would be amazing. So
That'd be crazy.
everyone that hasn't, that's kind of zoned out at around this part, I want you to wake up. I want you to go into your podcast app. I want you to go to the iTunes store, wherever.
Call to action.
Call to action. Leave a 5-star review. If you don't leave a 5-star review, it's like a 4-star review. I'm gonna have to slap you, but that's okay. Leave a review. Read it on the podcast, especially if it's funny. Let's get us over 100. Helps people find the show.
Tell your friends.
Exactly.
Tell people.
Tell your friends.
Tell people.
Tell your gardener. Tell your milkman. Tell your postman. Tell your troll under the bridge.
Gardener?
Fuck the troll under the bridge. Tell the troll under the bridge.
Tell the troll under the bridge.
That's a negative review. Which one is the newest one? All right, these two. This one is from. Oh, this one's from Zoe. I think this is the one Zoe also wrote an email to us. So thank you. These guys are funny but low key. It occasionally sounds like one guy doing a normal voice, Alex, then a dramatically deeper voice, Patrick, and having full conversations by himself.
What?
Someone.
That's a nice conspiracy. That's a
Someone's
conspiracy.
floating the conspiracy theory that this podcast is actually just one man talking to himself but doing different voices.
I just watched a gif of a guy who's in a warehouse and there's a bunch of rugs that are rolled up and sitting on them like
They look
cylinders.
like
Yeah,
pipes. They don't look like rugs.
Whatever. And
Nice.
he knocks one over and then like it's a fucking movie, every single other pipe falls down. Carl's last day.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Fucking
no.
Carl.
Did he die? No.
He killed himself.
Just from
I
the
mean, you either kill yourself or get killed.
You
What you
either
gonna
get
do?
killed or get fucked, you know.
What you gonna do?
This is from the Wizard of Clusterfuck. 10 out of 10, cool dudes. Funny dudes. Good podcast, my dudes. Thank you.
The Wizard
So
of
kind.
Clusterfuck.
Yeah, fuck.
God, that's gonna be my new gamer.
I'm gonna go with his.
Wizard of Cluster.
Yeah, are there any YouTube comments worth reading?
I mean, there was one more. I guess this one says, "Who's in charge of posting podcasts on YouTube?"
me.
My money's on Patrick.
No, it's me.
Your money would be lost, sir, because it was Alex. Somebody else also said, "I'm seriously gonna need you to stop posting these at 4 a.m., guys."
It's not. I don't know if people don't realize this, but there's a scheduled upload feature, and I don't wake up at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. to upload these. I just upload it the night before, schedule what time I want it to go up, and then it goes up. Like, I'm sorry if you feel compelled
So why
to
do you have it go
listen
up?
to it.
Why do you have it go up at 4 a.m.?
Because it's immediately available to people who want it, based on like different time zones and stuff. Because like 5 a.m. here is 10 a.m. in London, and you know,
I see.
depending, I don't know. I'm trying to be internationally conscious, so like, it doesn't matter. Like either
Right.
way, you can wake up to it. So who gives a fuck?
There you
Okay.
go.
That's the show for this week. Thank you again for listening, guys. Thank you for sticking around
year.
for 52 weeks consecutively. I can't believe we've done this. We're going to get canceled probably shortly after this. So thank you again for listening, guys. As always, we really appreciate it. If you want to leave reviews, send in your signs of support. We always love getting those. You can send that to prudedudes@gmail.com. You can send it to Instagram and Twitter at prudedudes, or you can send it to our personal Twitter accounts. I'm at AlexPine97. Patrick is at it's PatrickShelter5, and Yaman is at @it's_Yaman. Thank you again for listening, guys. Thank you for sticking around for a year, and cheers to another year.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Wieners.